Heat pumps are not new. The first refrigeration was developed in the 1890s. A ground source heat pump harvests the heat from the earth, puts it into the building at a usable temperature so that you can then distribute it throughout the dwelling and completely heat and cool any building. Certainly the better the building is constructed, the tighter it is, the R value of the insulation in the walls, the better building that you create, the better this technology lends itself to it.
Do you think it has a lot of potential in the state of Vermont?
I do. Most anybody that's building a new house today is at least investigating the opportunities of putting in a ground source heat pump. And whether it's a concept in their budget, whether it's achievable to them with the federal tax credits that you've been working very hard to keep in place, and with the new opportunities that Senator Sanders' office is trying to create here to keep this sustainable implementation of this technology.
In the United States, we spend about $350 billion every single year importing oil from countries abroad, some of which are not particularly friendly to the United States. In Vermont, we spend about $1 billion every single year to heat our homes and buildings, with 83% of our heating needs coming from fossil fuels, and 80% of that money is going out of state. If we as a state are serious about helping to lead the country in transforming our energy system, and that means helping to reverse global warming by cutting greenhouse gas emissions. It means cutting the fuel bills that homeowners and building owners have to pay. And it means creating jobs here in the state of Vermont, not in Saudi Arabia. We need to take a hard look at all types of renewable and sustainable energies. One of the energy technologies that we have not focused on enough, in my view, and that I believe has great potential for this state, is geothermal. And that is a technology that not everybody is fully familiar with, but I am happy to say that it is a technology that is growing rapidly in our state. It is saving homeowners and building owners money. It is helping us cut back on greenhouse gas emissions, and in fact, it's creating jobs right here in the state.
Champlain College has made the move into geothermal for heating its academic buildings and residential buildings on campus. The first project that we've used geothermal technology on is Perry Hall, a renovation of an old stately home on the Hill District, which is now used as the welcome and reception center for the campus. That project was completed about a year ago, and basically what we've done is we've drilled a 500, 600 foot well, and using the geothermal energy associated with groundwater to heat and cool the building. When you compare the design of our project to a conventionally heated and cooled building, the result is within about 65% savings in terms of energy uses on an annual basis. And given current costs, that works out to be about $45,000 to $50,000 per year. So it's been a success for us, and we're using that moving forward with other projects.
It makes good sense for this state, for this country, to lean more towards this renewable energy. We're also seeing geothermal systems coupled with solar, which I love to see, because if they're grid-tied solar assist, then the extra electricity is made through the solar system actually pays for the use of the geothermal pumps.
Nick, let me ask you this. If I'm an average homeowner, I'm thinking of building a new home, what's the economics of this stuff? And what do I save, do you figure?
You're going to be saving somewhere in the manner of 30 to 50% on your fuel cost. You should be dropping that right out. So if you're spending $3,000 a year in fuel, you should be in the manner of less than $1,000 a year if you're coupling it with a geothermal. We have standalone geothermal systems that are completely heating the home 100%. We have many of those out there in residences, and they're working the way we designed them to be.
The red line here is propane. It's now more expensive per million BTUs than it is to use electric baseboard. And oil is following right behind. And in many of these things, we don't think of the secondaries. All the secondaries are included in a geo. All the electrical peripheries are on your bill, on one single bill. And so a lot of people are beginning to see this opportunity and move forward. They also have many assets already. Many of them have a drilled water well. They can use that, or they can have a new well drilled and put closed loop in it. There are many ways that they can access the earth in order to take this available heat from the sun. That's all it is stored energy from the sun. A study in Maine has shown that the cost of a fossil fuel system compared to a water-to-water, that's where you take water from the ground and produce radiant floor heating, or water-to-air, where you have it convected by air, that the air system is cheaper than the standard oil-based system today. That's not the operating, that's just the installation cost. And that the water-to-water, because it's got a few more bells and whistles, but does a lot of your hot water heating for you also, which the others generally don't do, is slightly more expensive.
Let me just mention in closing, again, what we are trying to accomplish. We want to cut back on greenhouse gas emissions. We want to move this country toward energy independence. We want to save homeowners and building owners money on their fuel bills. And we want to create jobs right here in Vermont and not abroad.
What would installing this cost an average homeowner?
A typical installation costs you $28,000 to $30,000 for the geothermal system, and that's start to finish. That's exterior and the interior part of the project. If you're looking at a $30,000 project, federal tax credit of 30%, it's a $10,000 immediate savings there, bringing the system cost down $20,000. But the big part is that the payback in that system, if you're spending $3,000 a year to heat your home, you've paid it off in less than 6.5 years. So after that 6.5 year period, you're looking at 2/3 of your fuel cost, no matter if you're using electric or we're using fossil fuel, gone. So it's huge, and we're seeing this on every installation that's going on that we've done. We're tracking them, we're watching them, we're talking to the homeowners on a weekly, if not monthly basis, and they're telling us the same thing, and especially if they're solar tied. If they're solar tied, they're making their own energy, and therefore they're not having to buy the electricity. They're feeding it back into the grid, they're using what they banked, and it's a win-win.
And they don't have to worry about the volatility of oil prices going up or whatever. They know what they're getting, and the price of heat from below the ground is not going to change very much.